What's up, everyone? Today we're going to compare the Apple Watch and the Whoop Band, and we're going to decide which device best suits you. If you're new to health tracking, there's 4 big reasons why I'm a fan of these trackers. There's sleep, fitness, lifestyle, and accountability, which is an interesting one. I'm going to break down which device I think suits each of these 4 things, and I'm also going to break down the price, the hardware, the virtual experience, and the pros and cons, and then what I use. And then just take everything with a grain of salt. We all have different goals and preferences, but this is just what I think with my experience of both devices. I've had the Apple Watch since early January, and then the Whoop Band since about like middle of April. So using them both for a little bit, so I'll just let you guys know what I found out about it. Alright, so we're going to go over the hardware or the physical aspect of the devices. First, I'll show you the Whoop Band. So there's no face on it, it's not a watch, it's just a band. You can just clip it on and off. It comes apart to switch out bands, just like this. Under here is where it tracks everything, this little sensor. The charge on this lasts about 3 days before you need to charge it. It's meant to be worn 24/7. So the charger is this little puck right here. You have to charge this separately with like a MacBook charger. I think it's USB-C, but it just slides right on and it charges while you wear it. It'll light up and tell you how much charge it has. But yeah, you can charge it, you can take it off to charge it. You can wear it in the shower, you can wear it in the water, in the pool, in the ocean, in the rain. It's meant to be 24/7 device. And then you have the Apple Watch. So with the Apple Watch, the battery lasts you about maybe a day if you're lucky, but it charges much faster. But you have to take it off every so often to charge it, whereas the little Whoop puck, you can charge it in about maybe like an hour, and it gives you that 3 days worth of charge on there. But with the watch, it has the sensor on the bottom just like the Whoop. It does have buttons on it, so you can scroll up and down with this. You can click it as an action button. It has another action button right here, and then the bands are replaceable. There's kinds like Velcro. Then you also have rubber kinds that you slide through. But that's pretty much the hardware of both these devices. We'll get into the virtual aspect of them. So here we have the Whoop app. On the main screen you can see the overview, which shows you your sleep percentage, recovery, heart rate variability, and your strain. It also gives you a little bit of coaching type tips. It has a health monitor, your recent sleep and activities, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So here is the health monitor. It shows your respiratory rate, your current heart rate, blood oxygen percentage, resting heart rate, HRV, your skin temperature from when you were sleeping. This type of thing can help you see if you are getting sick maybe before it happens. When you go into the sleep activity, it will tell you how long you've been in each stage, how much of it's been restorative. The home screen also has tons of other stuff, as you can see when we scroll down. Here's what it looks like on some other activities. It tells you your zones throughout the activity, how long you've been in them, when exactly, all the calories you've burned, your heart rate at a certain time throughout the activity. When you click on a running activity, this is when I wore it with the watch as well. It gives you the map, same stuff as the other activities, but it also has your route and your pace on there that I got from the Apple Watch. And then on the calendar, Shows you recovery by day at a larger view. The sleep tab, you'll be able to see your sleep needed, your previous sleep, what percentage of sleep needed you got, and a bunch of other metrics down below. Weekly performance of sleep and all types of factors. So here on the recovery tab, this is just kind of a score of how well rested and recovered you are from your previous day. It's based on sleep, diet, all the factors in the journal, and your sleep and strain from the previous day. Then on your strain tab here, this is just everything related to exercise and the toll it takes on your body. That's just their score for activity. On the coaching tab, you have a strength trainer that's kind of like a new little thing where you can add exercises, and it has a more accurate strain rating after you complete it. You can also have the sleep coach. You decide how much sleep you want to get, and it will show you based on what time you want to wake up, what time you need to be going to sleep. And it also has that same sleep need calculator. You can set different types of alarms. It has a vibrating alarm just like the Apple Watch. You can choose what kind of alarm and when you want for that. And then the Insights tab of the coaching tab shows you the impacts of your daily journal. The daily journal, it gives you tons of questions to answer yes and no to, or this is the part where it links any calorie tracker you use, and it tells you the impact in positive, negative, or neutral. This is the fitness app for the Apple Watch. You have your 3 rings, the move, exercise, and stand goal. You can customize them to whatever you like. It's going to tell you when you've achieved your goals, your steps, your distance. It puts your workouts into there that you do on the watch. You can see your history of workouts. If you don't turn on the watch, it still will sync, but your rings are going to look a little empty, like some of mine you see are blank. But on the app, it has all your workouts, breathing activities. It gives you little awards. And this is the health app for the Apple devices and Apple Watch. It has your sleep that's converted from the Whoop, but you can also take from the Apple Watch. And it's also going to have all your exercises, calories, steps, your respiratory rate. All of the same information on the Whoop is just going to upload onto here, but the watch itself will also track all of that stuff. So pricing for the Whoop, you have 3 choices. You can do monthly, which is $30 a month. You can do annually, which is $239 up front. And then 2 years, which is $399 up front. And then for the Apple Watch, the Ultra is about $800. And then the Apple Watch Series 8 is $400, and the Apple Watch SE is $249. Personally, I have the Series 8. Alright, we're going to get into the pros and cons now. So the first thing is sleep. I personally think that the Whoop is better for sleep tracking. It's just more in depth, it seems like. They both link, so all your Whoop sleep data will go into your Apple Health if you have both. But both get the job done well. I just think that Whoop's is a little bit more in depth and detailed, and it's a little bit better. The second thing is fitness tracking, like the activities. So they both have a lot of options for tracking activities. Depending on the activity, I'll get into shortly. They're both equally as good. The Apple Watch is a little bit better at some things, and the Whoop is better at other things. It's just what you prefer. Sometimes I find the watch face distracting for some things like playing soccer or maybe if you play basketball or something like that, it's kind of a little bit distracting to me. I like the Whoop better, and it just doesn't really seem to get in the way or anything. But at the same time, something like weightlifting and running, I think the Apple Watch is actually better. Like, you can see the information. You don't have to carry your phone around. You don't need your phone with the Apple Watch if you have the cellular data plan on it. Next is lifestyle tracking. Obviously, the Whoop is better. It has the journal. There's not really anything related to this on the Apple Watch, but you might not care or need or want that with your fitness tracker. It's all up to you. I just think the Whoop is better in that aspect. The next thing is accountability. So for the Whoop, you can have the little teams and groups, which I like a lot. I like that both have sharing. You can share your activity and progress in Apple and on Whoop. I really like that feature. But with the accountability from the device itself, the Apple Watch is kind of annoying sometimes. You can burn 5,000 calories, be standing all day. You go to sit down and eat dinner, watch TV, whatever you're doing, and like 30 minutes later it's going to tell you it's time to stand up, get moving. It's just kind of silly to me, but I'm sure you can turn that off. I just couldn't be bothered to do that. But then the Whoop, it's kind of interesting. If you wake up and feel like garbage, it's going to tell you this is why you feel like garbage. If you feel great, it's going to tell you why. Keep going. It's more motivating than, I guess, pestering. I like the Whoops a little bit better. The hardware, it's just a preference, whichever you like better, the band or the watch. They're both very comfortable. I don't have any issues with either of them. And same for the virtual experience. For the virtual experience, I don't have a complaint with either of them either. I like that the Whoop is all on one app, but everything syncs all together, so it's not too big of a deal what you use. The fitness app on the Apple Watch is great too. Yeah, then we'll get into what I use for what. Alright, so this is what device I use and when. So the first thing is going to be sleep. I always wear the Whoop to sleep, to track my sleep. While I'm sleeping, that's when I take off the watch and charge it. I just like to sleep better on Whoop. So I use Whoop to sleep, but both get the job done. Another activity that I do a lot is I play a lot of soccer. So personally, the Whoop is better for tracking soccer in my opinion. It automatically detects your activities just like the watch, but it's a little bit smarter, I feel. And yeah, it's just not a distraction, doesn't get in the way. If you vibrate or bump the watch too hard, it'll pause your workout. So it's not really meant for like sports where there's contact of any sort. But then the other activities I like to do, running and lifting. So for both of those, I prefer the watch. When I run, I actually wear both, because to run with the Whoop, you need, and have the map, the GPS, you need to carry your phone with you, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I wear both, and they sync together, so I get the strain and stuff from the Whoop, but I also can keep the pace, track the pace, heart rate, all of that, and visibly see it while I'm running on the watch, and it tracks my route. So I use both. But if I had to choose one, probably the Apple Watch is better for running. Same goes for lifting. The strength trainer in the Whoop is it seems like a newer feature. It doesn't have all of the exercises. So whenever I track strength training or lifting on the Whoop, you have to have your phone around with you, versus the watch where you don't need it. Then just any general fitness, if you're taking any sort of like interval training classes like a Orange Theory, or you have a personal trainer, I usually would just wear the Whoop for that. Like if I'd go to an Orange Theory class, I would just take the Whoop, and it'll track the HIIT workout very well. I haven't tried it with the Apple Watch, but I just like the comfort, and I get distracted pretty easily from the watch face, always trying to look at it, so it helps me focus more wearing the Whoop. But throughout the day, if I'm not doing anything, I'll throw on the watch instead, go out to run errands, go out to eat, do whatever. I'll wear the watch because it basically is a phone or a computer on your wrist. It's pretty useful. You don't need your phone if you have it, but you can also have it. But any sort of activity and sleep, minus the two I mentioned, I'm wearing the Whoop. I still wear it 24/7 usually anyway. And then another bonus is free calorie trackers like Chronometer and MyFitnessPal. If you track what you eat, it automatically puts that stuff into Apple Health or your Whoop journal, so that's a very interesting thing too. But yeah, that's what I use and why I use it. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Go hit subscribe down there. I'm trying to get 100 subscribers before the next video. Hopefully by the end of the month I'll have another video up and we have 100 subscribers. Yeah, go comment if you think I'm talking rubbish, or if you like what I had to say, if it helped you, if it didn't, anything I should change, do better, let me know. Have a good day.